The number one thing that's going to affect your marketing from actually being successful is not having a written down strategy or plan. You got to be in the top 3 of someone's shopping list when they're thinking about making a purchase, and your strategy can help outline this. Now, who do you need involved? Everyone should get involved. Marketing shouldn't be off writing a plan without understanding the business owner, what they want, because I'm going to share with you right now what goes into a good strategy. Welcome to the Marketing Factory, where we don't blend in. I'm Marisa Candy, founder and award-winning marketer. And for over 2 decades, I've helped businesses think differently about their marketing and achieve powerful results. In this podcast, I'll share proven strategies so that you can create profitable marketing campaigns that drive real impact for your business. Ready to turn clarity into action? Let's get started. Hey, and welcome to the Marketing Factory podcast. You're with me, your host, Marisa Candy. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the number one reason why your marketing won't work. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. What is half of Australian businesses not doing right now? Let me tell you, they're operating without a written down strategy or plan. Now, we've all heard that poor planning, in fact, equals poor performance, but it doesn't seem to be resonating with us. Half of Australian businesses are operating without a written down strategy or plan, right? So the number one thing that's going to affect your marketing from actually being successful is not having a written down strategy or plan. Let me give you some scenarios. Because you're like, Marissa, I've heard all this before. I don't have time to do a strategy. I don't have the money, the budget to pay for someone like you to write one for me. And I'd like to say this to you. If you don't have the time or money to spend on creating a really good strategy or plan, then do you have the time or money to be wasting countless more dollars in your business with teams not being on track? Here's a scenario for you. If we were to picture right now, let's picture it, get it in your mind, really clear, right? We're going into a tug of war. You've got your team on one side of the line and they've got their team on the other side of the line. And we're going in this tug of war. And when they say go, what direction does the team pull that rope? We need your team to all be grabbing that rope and pulling in one direction, because that's how you're going to win a tug of war. Operating with a strategy is no different. Imagine if you've got everyone on that rope pulling in different directions. You'd be like, what the hell is going on? Mate, you're pulling the wrong way. It's so obvious, isn't it, when we're all lining up, because this is how we win. Okay, so a strategy is a document that details how to win. Let me give you another example, okay? What if we were to grab your team, you and your team, we're just going to drop you randomly in the jungle, in the forest, somewhere without a map, without your phone, and say, make your way back to the office. See you there by 5. How do you reckon you'd go? Some people would be like, I'm going to follow a stream in. I'm going to just check where the sun's setting and, that positioning, and we'll get there. But let me ask you this. Will you get there quickly, efficiently, effectively, or will it be at the cost of your team's energy? Will it be at the cost of time? Because these are the 2 things that a strategy is going to save you. It's going to save your team's energy, resources, which is money at the end of the day, right? And time. Hopefully after those couple of examples, I've convinced you that you need a strategy. If you're one of the half of Australian businesses that don't have one, it's okay. Let's go and create one. Let's go and make one right now, because I'm going to share with you right now what goes into a good strategy. And if you are a business that wants to scale, that wants to grow, you are going to need a good strategy behind you. It's like every great athlete needs a coach. A strategy is what's behind great business owners just like you. You've taken that leap of faith to start this business, and you deserve to give it every opportunity of success. All right. So before we start rushing into your campaign design, before we start putting together your social media or any of your content and your reels, let's talk about the outcome that your business needs. Because remember, back in episode 1 or 2, we talked about what is marketing, and marketing is about delivering an outcome. We need to be clear what the goal looks like. Do we need 20 new customers a month? Do we need to sell 50 of these items? What is it? Because in my understanding, people are really good at being busy. People are really good. You get the right people in the role, they're going to work for you. But you've got to make sure they know what they're working towards. You've got to make sure that everyone in your team, including yourself, knows what they need to do to get to the end goal, to get to success. You need to paint that picture, what it looks like. So once we know what that goal is, we've got to understand our target audience groups. We've really got to make it clear that we are appealing to who this is for, right? In a strategy, who's it for? And we know that people make decisions based on 2 main things: getting them closer to their goals or further away from their pain. You can do different things with each campaign. You can do one campaign that talks about achieving your goals quicker, sooner, faster, happier, healthier, livelier, whatever it might be, or getting them further away from wasting time, wasting energy, wasting money. Okay, you get where I'm coming from? So have a good understanding of that. Just quickly, if you're a business owner struggling to see results from your marketing, or you're overwhelmed by the thought of marketing your business, we can help. Book in a call with my team using the link in the show notes, and let's get your brand thriving without the struggle. Now, back to the episode. Look, depending on what industry your business operates in will determine which one is more effective, whether you're using it to get someone away from their pain or closer to their goals. Now, I don't like political advertising at all, but it just seems to be a lot of fear, fear, fear. And me as a person, I don't really respond to that. I'm a bit of a positive viber. So that doesn't appeal to me. So you've got to really think about, again, your avatar, your target audience. What's most important to them? If you had to give one reason, just one, and you wanted to choose which way you had to go, what is the most important thing to them? Then do that first. Yep, great. In this plan, we need to have a little bit of market research. We need to look at your competitors, not to copy them, but know where you're at. Don't be oblivious. Don't be naive. You got to see where you sit in the market. You got to see what you're going to come in and price at. Are you going to be the most expensive, the cheapest, or in the middle? Where are you going? Where are you going to sit? Know where you are. Now, when I ask you that question, and I ask a lot of business owners this, they don't know, okay? It's okay. You're not alone. You are not alone. But education is power. Once we know things, we can actually impact them. There's a famous quote that says, what gets measured gets managed. And it's the same here on research. Education and learning is power. It puts you into a position that gives you knowledge on what others are doing so you can do things differently. And one of the other things we need to add in is your customer preferences, how they like to be spoken to. Because I can tell you this right now, as someone that's come from a regional setting in the tropics of North Queensland, loud and proud, what gets that target audience to act and react is very different to someone that is based, your customer, if they're based in a metropolitan city, in a big city. What they need, how they like to be communicated to is different. Even with suburbs within cities have different preferences. So the more you know about your target audience, the better. Your strategy needs to include your points of difference. Now, I'm going to be really, really careful throughout these entire episodes to make sure I don't talk about any jargon or speak into any kind of jargon or abbreviations without explaining it. And if I do, you just make sure you come back to me and say, hey, Marissa, what did you mean about that? So we're going to talk about our points of difference. You might see POD getting out, or our unique value proposition, your UVP. What makes you different? Because let me guarantee you this, there is going to be someone else out there that does what you do, that sells what you sell. So you've got to give them a quantifiable reason to choose you, right? And what's marketing's intention? Make the phone ring, generate the inquiry, okay? You got to be in the top 3, in my view. You got to be in the top 3 of someone's shopping list when they're thinking about making a purchase, and your strategy can help outline this. Now, who do you need involved in this? Look, I think that a business strategy or marketing strategy is what we're talking about today, should involve all parts of your team, or everyone should get involved. Marketing shouldn't be off writing a plan without understanding the business owner, what they want. What's happening in the sales department? These are the people at the front face of the organisation dealing with customer inquiries, potentially dealing with customer complaints, and we need to use them as our measuring stick so we know what to do. We've got to learn from this awesome information that we're gathering from working with our customers directly. We've got to speak to the lovely finance department to make sure that whatever we do in marketing, we can afford to do. There's no point us engaging in a big, massive campaign if our return on investment isn't going to be there. So make sure that we are engaging everyone we can, and of course, our customers. Look, guys, I love having customers that I can actually go to and ask them some questions before we launch a big campaign and test it and say, hey, what do you think about this? So for you to go out and get some of your top customers as a bit of a test and measuring kind of market in a way, that's a really great thing to include in your strategy. Remember, at the end of the day, clarity creates action for you and your team. You need to paint the picture of what success looks like and reverse engineer it. Imagine if your team was on the same page, what you could achieve. If you're doing good things now, imagine what the future could look like for your business. My experience, as I've said before, everyone is always busy, but what are they doing exactly? Having a strategy is about being clear what the next 90 days looks like, being clear what the next 30 days look like, and what are we doing this week? What has to happen this week to get us to our goals in that next period of time? So go out there, start a strategy. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Just start. And I look forward to hearing from you in the upcoming episodes. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to The Marketing Factory. If today's episode helped bring clarity to your marketing strategy, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform. Stay connected with us on the socials at The Marketing Factory or at The Marketing Factory AUS, and let's keep turning clarity into action.